but it's Bill O'Reilly complaining about Fuentes and talking about how, he doesn't think that he really has a big audience. This is hilarious. This is, in fact, you know what? Let's go to the clip. Let's actually go to the clip and respond to it here, because I got to give Piers Morgan credit. He comes from that kind of last generation of TV cable news. But Piers has had enough self-awareness and enough wherewithal to understand how media is changing. So Piers isn't desperate to get Bill O'Reilly on his show. He's not. Nobody cares about Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly is irrelevant. Who talks about Bill O'Reilly since he left Fox News? Nobody. Bill O'Reilly tried to do a tour, a speaking tour. He tried to do it with Trump. Couldn't sell a ticket, so he canceled. So people talk about Nick Fuentes. They don't talk about Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly is nothing without a network behind him. Nothing. So this is Bill O'Reilly speaking into a vacuum, and he doesn't even realize it yet. He hasn't figured it out yet. And Piers kind of tries to help him, but he's in full rejection mode.
They don't watch television. They don't listen, obviously, to vinyl music. It's all digital. They don't reprint newspapers and so on. They're moving very quickly to an all digital existence. And that is why these online people like Fuentes are getting a lot of momentum with young people. How damaging could that potentially be?
How damaging is Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park? You could drag that guy off the little platform there. The only damage here is perspective.
So, Bill O'Reilly, 0 for 1, swing and a miss. Who's speaking at the Central Park Speaking Square, Bill? Do you know the name? No. You were asked a question about Nick Fuentes. And I got news for you. If Nick Fuentes was speaking at the Central Park Speaker Square, then you'd be hearing about the Central Park Speaker Square. So Bill is in complete denial. And he's rejecting the reality that he's irrelevant and Fuentes is. This is total denial. And he thinks that somehow insulting the new media is going to change the numbers, is going to change the outcome. Bill O'Reilly will still be speaking into a vacuum today. And Nick Fuentes, if he even decides to go live tonight, will speak to 100,000 people. And Bill will speak into a vacuum. That's the reality. Bill O'Reilly is irrelevant. Nick Fuentes is very relevant. The president is not talking about Bill O'Reilly. The president is talking about Nick Fuentes. So here's a man. And this represents a mindset, ladies and gentlemen. This represents the old guard right mindset clinging to power right now. And it looks like Trump's going to be their last gasp. We thought he was going to be our first gasp. Looks like he's instead going to be their last gasp. And this is their mindset. They're in the denial of reality. They're in denial that their issues are not our issues. They're in denial that the issues that they used to carry water with don't carry water anymore. We've moved on. And the numbers show it. The outcomes show it. And they're just in total denial, speaking into a vacuum. Nobody listening, completely irrelevant.
So we have in New York City a communist mayor now, Ma'am Donnie. So everybody voted for Ma'am Donnie, and most of them were young.
He doesn't even sound good. He sounds really bad. By the way, Trump sounds sick too. I don't know if you heard him today. Trump from the Oval Office today sounds like he's under the weather, or maybe he's just lost his voice. But he sounds like he's trying to play through some pain today.
Younger people, are they all communists? No, they don't know anything.
I can't listen.
They're ignorant. They don't know history. And this guy has tapped into this ignorance in a megalomaniacal way to elevate himself.
Listen to how condescending this asshole is. Bill O'Reilly is such a jerk. This guy is such a condescending asshole. No wonder. See, here's what they don't understand. Bill, it was a lot easier for you to get ratings. It was a lot easier for you to acquire fame and fortune when there were no other options, Bill. When there were no other options and people had to watch Bill O'Reilly in primetime, they watched Bill O'Reilly in primetime. But guess what, Bill? Now we have options. And you know what? Amongst the options, you know what people are choosing? They're choosing not to watch you. That's enough. That's enough. Do we want to continue here? We can continue here. Posobiec says, we either get MAGA or we get Marxist revolution. There is no other option. I got into it a little bit with Melissa Tate. I consider her a friend. We had a back and forth. Very cordial, though. As I said in my video last week, it's really what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to people on the right. It won't even be issue-based. It's going to appear to be issue-based. The lines will be drawn on issues. But at the end of the day, the real divide in the right is going to fall on this. People that can have a disagreement and move forward cordially and amicably. People that can handle a disagreement like normal people. People that can handle disagreement without becoming psychotic freaks. That's what really is going to be the story at the end of the day when it comes to the divide on the right. Yes, it will appear fully issue-based. The lines will be drawn on issues. But it's really just going to come down to who can have a discussion, a debate, and disagree and still be a normal person afterwards. So like me and Melissa, we had maybe a disagreement, a little bit of a debate over the weekend, still normal, no problem. That's what it's ultimately going to come down to. And then the ideas will win out. So she says, Nick Fuentes, he wants the left to win so that after 4 years, America will be ready to elect somebody like him. Let me explain this because why are people on the right? I'm at a loss. So you have this new right-wing cult that wants to gatekeep. And obviously the biggest names they're trying to gatekeep right now, and then everything else follows. The biggest names these people are trying to gatekeep are Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and Nick Fuentes. All right? So you say, oh, look, they're out supporting Democrats. Oh, look, they're supporting Mom Donnie. Oh, look, they're hoping Democrats will win. Well, let me ask you, to the gatekeepers out there that want to gatekeep Fuentes out and Fuentes followers out, and now you're complaining that they're just supporting Democrats. Let me just ask you, what did you expect them to do? It's a genuine question. You're gatekeeping them out of the Republican Party politics. You're gatekeeping them out of conservative events. And then you're launching digital influence campaigns to attack them, smear them, and try to destroy them and bury them. And you expect them to work with you? You expect them to vote how you tell them to vote? You expect them to do what you tell them to do? Somebody explain to me that logic. Somebody explain that to me. And I'm not even saying that's what Melissa Tate is saying here. I think she's kind of just responding to all the craziness that's going on. So let me just take her off the screen because this isn't meant to address her. I'm just trying to figure this out. To all the right-wing gatekeepers that are pushing everybody out of the party, pushing everybody out of the conservative movement, doing so very publicly, very vocally, not even subtly, directly. I'm just curious. Now that you're complaining that they're supporting Democrats, I'm just curious. What did you expect them to do? It's an honest question. What did you think was going to happen when you pushed them out? Did you think they would just disappear? Did you think they would still support you? Did you think they would still support Republicans? What did you expect? What did you anticipate that move was going to do? And see, this is another proof of the woke right. What is another core component of woke psychology? Maybe even the core component. And really, this is liberalism, but it's expanding into wokeism now. Why is liberalism a mental disorder? Why is wokeism a mental disorder? Because you literally cannot understand decision reaction or action reaction or decision consequence. They can't, there's something in their brain that's broken. They can't figure it out. And now the woke right is exhibiting the exact same mental disorder as the woke left liberals. Action, reaction. decision, consequence. You guys took the action to try to gatekeep the Republican Party. You guys made the decision to gatekeep conservative events and movements. What did you think the reaction was going to be? What did you think the consequence was going to be? You didn't. Now you're seeing it, and you're complaining about it. You're woke. You have a mental disorder.